Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you meal prep for Starbucks, Copycat, spinach and feta wraps, which only came out to 4 points on my myWW green. I'm going to start out by preheating my oven to 350 degrees. While my oven is preheating, I'm going to get started on my spinach. I will end up using this entire bag, so just start out with a little bit, that way your pan is not overflowing. And you don't need to spray it. I don't know why I did. It'll just do it on its own without sticking. So I'm gonna end up shredding it with my hands and scissors, and you do want the spinach in little teeny tiny pieces. That way when it gets mixed in with the cream cheese and everything, you don't have full spinach leaves. I'm gonna be spraying my Pyrex with some nonstick cooking spray now. My pan isn't too hot yet, so that's why I have it sitting on top of the spinach. So I'm giving that a nice spray and adding 32 ounces of liquid egg whites. I'm using the Great Value brand for this one. And I prefer more egg whites in the morning just because I like that extra protein. If you do want this more of that consistency of Starbucks's, then I would just do 16 ounces of egg whites. Now that my spinach is done, I'm going to be transferring this to a medium-sized bowl. And if you do have any excess spinach juice, which sounds disgusting, just go ahead and drain that out. And then I'm going to be cooking up this extra lean ground chicken. This is the 96.4 ground chicken that I find at Walmart until that is all the way cooked through. I'm seasoning my ground chicken with some pink salt and some garlic powder. I ended up doing just a little bit of pepper too. So there I have my drained spinach, if you will, and I'm going to be adding 4 ounces of fat-free cream cheese to that. And I did not chop my spinach up enough. When I went to go and eat these again, I had like little leaves in my mouth, which I hate. So make sure it is nice and chopped. And here on the packaging, this is an 8 ounce. It has the ounces written on it. So I am just cutting that in half, and I will be adding that to the spinach mixture. And I did leave mine out for a few hours, so it is at room temperature. That way it's easier to mix in. I'm going to be adding my seasonings to this little cream cheese spinach mixture. I am doing a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of dried oregano, a pinch of salt, a pinch of black pepper, and then that is it as far as that goes. So it's pretty simple. Next, I measured out 2 ounces of these sun-dried tomatoes, and for this brand, it was 0 points, so that's why I did 2. And then I'm giving these a nice chop, and these are going in that spinach mixture. Next, I'm going to be weighing out my Lavash flatbreads. So my store only had the honey wheat one, and it scanned as 3 points for the whole thing. So I ended up ripping some pieces off to get it down to 2 smart points. And forgive me, but when I went to go put this in my app, for some reason it didn't save. So I don't know how many grams it is, but all you have to do is go in once you scan it and switch it to grams, get it down to however many points you want to spend on it, and then that's how I did it. Now I'm going to be taking that spinach and cream cheese mixture and placing 1/5 of that onto each lavash. Just do your best to kind of split this. I didn't measure it and then divide it by grams, I just eyeballed it, so do the best that you can. Now I'm going to be taking my fat-free feta and placing this on to each one. I am doing 0.7 ounces for 0 points. I believe for this one you can have up to like 1 ounce for 0, but 0.7 was plenty enough in my opinion. Now I'm adding my ground chicken. I am doing 23 grams of this for 0 points. And this is optional. It is not a part of like my original Copycat recipe. And it's not in Starbucks's either. When I was writing out my meal prep, this just sounded really good. Here is where I'm going to be adding my egg whites that I cooked in that 9x13 Pyrex. I am going to be splitting this into fifths down lengthwise and doing my best to split these evenly. So each of these is going to get 1/5 of that, and then I end up breaking kind of the bottom part off just because it was like hanging out of the side. Now I am just going to be rolling these things up. Do the best that you can. With the original ones, because they are 2 points, you won't end up having to rip the sides off, so it's a little bit easier to roll up because you have literally more room to roll it up, but it's totally fine. They worked out. So these are all gonna get rolled up. So for the sake of this video, I do want to show you guys the inside of these. So I will be splitting one in half. The other ones will just stay intact. Because when you're putting them together, they do look a little bit funny, but they are so stinking good, especially if you've had Starbucks's spinach and feta wraps. But the day of, I just wanted to let you guys know, I will be reheating these in the microwave for 1 minute and then air frying them at 350 for about 5 to 6 minutes. And that is it for this meal prep. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.